Rejection is protection and leads to redirection. How you're able to handle rejection better in your life and also understanding why you're getting rejected without taking it personal, you find it out in this YouTube video. Hey superstar, you can be proud of yourself. You found this channel because you want more out of your life. Normal is not in your dictionary and you know you can get whatever you dream about. Less talking, more action. My name is Anna Russo, your new success host. Welcome to my podcast, Luxury Problems. So, what do I mean with that? Rejection is protection and leads to redirection. There's many cases how you have been rejected in your life. It's especially when let's say you apply for a job and it is your dream job. You always envisioned yourself doing this job. You put all the hard work in and you just wanted to get this job position so bad. You've been working harder than anybody else in the room just in order to be able to work for this company or get this position and getting that raise. So you put all the work in and you know you're prepared and you know there's no way that you're not getting this job. The day of the interview comes and you sit right there. You are absolutely prepared. After the interview, you will get a call back and this company is telling you that they found somebody that is a better fit. Of course, if you prepared for this such a long time and if you just put all the work and sweat and tears in this just in order to get picked by a company, so you try to find value within yourself or you try to prove your value to somebody, you were absolutely vulnerable, showed them that you really want this job and you were willing to work so hard and really put all your thoughts and love and passion in it, and you will get rejected. They told you no and they said somebody else got the job. It's really soul crushing, especially if you pictured yourself already doing it and it just still didn't happen for you. Why is this happening? Of course, law of the universe, it always makes sense. It's all energy, it's all vibrating on the same frequency. It might be the case that the person they picked is a better fit for the company because you don't know, only they know. And always keep in mind that whatever is meant for you will never pass you by. There's things out there in life, so many things and so many opportunities for everybody that you don't have to worry that you will miss out on something. But that's a total natural human behavior. Humans tend to be jealous or they just tend to see what other people have and they want it too. Let's say, best example with food. If there's a big buffet and people are coming and you know there's such and such chicken pieces left and then one person got two, you want to make sure you get as well 2 pieces and not just one. So you think it's always a competitive thinking and I could miss out on something. But just imagine you would not have been invited to that barbecue. Then you would not even have get anything. So understand that opportunities that come in your life, they are always just a cherry on the top that might have not even been there before. Just imagine yourself not even knowing this company that you wanted to be in and wanted to get this job so bad. Let's say you would have never heard about that company. Then you would not be so crushed and so down of the fact that they rejected you. So whenever we get something new in our life, if we get new value in our life, that's when we start to take ownership. We claim things as they would be ours, which is a good and a bad thing at the same time. If you do that, and if you take ownership, or if you take or claim that situation or that thing or that person, it shows that you care about. And it shows how important it is to you and how close it is to your heart. But always question yourself, why are you claiming it? Why do you want to take ownership? Is it because you want to have control over something? Because that goes in more a toxic situation? Or are you claiming it because you are proud of it and you want to add value to that thing, to that person, to that situation? These are the questions you have to ask yourself, because then you know your deeper meaning and your purpose behind why are you doing certain things, if that makes sense. Back to the topic, if you are getting rejected and you don't know how to handle it and you don't know why it's happening, always keep in mind that there is something out there that is waiting for you. You just not meant to have that other thing. And maybe it's not even that you should never have it. Sometimes it's just a question of timing. Sometimes things are just not meant for us in that very moment, but then 5 years later, we have the chance, the opportunity to get exactly that job. But you know what? You are probably not even interested no more, because you moved on and you grow so much and understood so much better that certain things are just not meant to be. But then at least you see it from a different point of view. Same with people. Let's say you have a crush on somebody and you just really like that person, you're excited when you see that person, you just keep thinking about that person from morning till nighttime, and you know that maybe this person is not interested in you. This person maybe is in a relationship, or this person maybe overseas across the world, like you're not really able to have them with you, and you just met them and they come into your life, and all of a sudden you want to claim them, you want to take ownership. It's the same thing with people, like what I just explained earlier with the job. You just claim certain things once they add value in your life, and you just don't want to let them go no more. It is in one way a beautiful thing, because if you're open enough to communicate with somebody how dear they are to you and how important they are, that is a beautiful thing, especially if you can express that to that person. But let's say you express your feelings, you're being vulnerable and opening up your heart and really expressing the way you feel. And you say, hey, I have to open myself up to you. I completely fell in love with you and I would love to be with you. And this person is saying that, I appreciate you being so open and honest, but I don't feel the same way. I think the fact that you feel like that and I don't, we maybe should disconnect, because I don't think it would be good if we see each other still constantly. That is so heartbreaking. Just imagine you have the crush on the love of your life. You opened up to them and they brought so much happiness and joy into your life. And all of a sudden now they drop a bomb and reveal to you that they're not interested, and they maybe even want to break up the whole contact because they think it's not a good thing if you keep seeing each other. Which would mean a valuable thing, a valuable person that came into your life and gave you all these emotions that you never even knew they existed because they haven't been there before, all of a sudden are taking away from you again. And that is a very interesting thing, because it is with everything like that. Once you see, you cannot unsee. Once you experienced something, you cannot de-experience, if that word even exists. If you experience beautiful things in your life, you don't want to know how it is without these feelings and experiences. And that's the same thing that happens when you're getting rejected. So when I say rejection is protection, that means it's not about that this other person wants to protect you. This goes way beyond our human 3D experience. It is more a trust in yourself, trust in God, the universe, whoever you believe in, our higher power. And this is our source. This is our guide that guides us through life. With guiding, I mean giving us messages, giving us signs, which in this case would be somebody telling you no, somebody telling you you're not getting that job. We take it personal and think something is wrong with us, maybe we're not good enough, whatever the case is. But we are getting rejected, we take it personal, and we just want to know why, how, and so on. So, but instead of just asking yourself nonstop why you didn't get that job, just focus on the things. Maybe also communicate with the other person that you wanted to. Also talk to the other person that rejected you, because it is very, very important, and not everybody can be as open sometimes as you should be open to. Let's say you applied for this job and they said no, we found somebody else. It is always super helpful if you go to this company that you wanted to work with. Ask them, please, I really prepared for this job. It was really important for me and also for my future applications. I would love to get your honest feedback. Why was I not the right fit? Why was the other person the chosen one? And what does that person have that I don't have, so they got that job and I didn't? It would mean the world to me if you can explain it, so I don't have to scratch my head at night and question myself and doubt myself. And everybody would understand that, and they will give you an answer to it, most likely. And once you have the answer, then it is actually some feedback that you can work with. When they said, oh, you didn't have these skills and those skills are very important for our company, at least you know that it's something you can improve. You can work on this skill, or you go to trainings where you're able to improve that certain area in your life. That has nothing to do with you personally. It is just an extra skill that somebody else had that was more important for the company than the other things that you have. So you know, whenever maybe that company is looking for somebody else again, you can apply again, you reapply, and you will add that skill to your resume. If there's other things where they feel like it is personal, has to do maybe, or you have kids and you might be sometimes not at the job because the kids are sick at home, so you have to take care of them, then I can tell you right now, this company is not a good fit for you, because of course your family comes first. If you are not able to be a mom, a dad, or whatever the case is, or you have a hobby that is maybe risky and they scared you break your arm, your leg, and you're not able to go to work, then it is really not the right company for you, because you would constantly have to explain yourself, which creates so much more stress and pressure that you don't want to deal with. And if somebody's not taking you the way you are, no matter if in personal relationships or at work, then it is definitely not the right fit. And you will find some company that is way better for you, that takes you as who you are. Everything that the company requires as a skill, that is something we can learn, we can improve constantly, and never say never. And there has been so many situations, and I was just recently talking to a friend of mine, and we were talking about certain agencies that he submitted to, and that was like 3 years ago, and he just submitted to all the agencies because he wanted to find agency that represents him as a professional dancer. He constantly got rejected. Basically, what I'm saying is, it doesn't matter if they rejected you 3 years ago, that doesn't mean that you get rejected again, because first of all, within the company structure is so much happening that sometimes maybe the person from 3 years ago doesn't work there anymore. Maybe that person had not so many good intentions to people that applied. You never know what is the deeper meaning behind. And so we were speaking, I was saying, hey, why don't you reapply to all the different agencies you already applied to, just with your new portfolio, your new dancing videos, and just resubmit yourself and see what happens. You have nothing to lose, but a lot to gain. And that's why it is never a direct rejection in a way of that you're not good enough. It is really just a way to either improve, getting better for ourselves when we're getting rejected, or just as a protection, as I said, in order to not have more problems at the end because that company might give you a headache or depression or whatever the case may be. Trust a little bit in the universe, trust in yourself, because there's a deeper meaning in everything that we don't even see most of the time. There's a lot of stuff in the background happening that we are not aware of, and that's why it's so important to understand certain things and certain meanings behind a situation. If you're acting out of a place of ego and you take this personal, it might happen that you're completely freaking out. You're like, what the heck? Like, who do they think they are? I bust my ass in order to get this job. Now look at them. Now they pick these weirdos. And so you're acting out of an ego standpoint, which means you first of all take it very serious, and you're really being offensive and just anti to everything that comes to you. Most of the time those are the people that also are really having a hard time taking any advice or taking any constructive feedback, because they will always smash all the critic away, just in order not to feel bad or that they feel like something is wrong, which is a good way somehow to protect yourself, but in the same time you will never grow if you handle business like that. If you get rejected and you first let it sit, you think about, okay, I got rejected for something that I really was hoping to get. That is now what it is. Then really internalize and go within you and ask yourself, first of all, how does that make you feel? Write it down. How does it make you feel? Write down why you think it is so crushing to you. Try to let it sit for a moment. Don't overreact to it and just let it sit. Ask yourself, what would be the case or what could be the reason that I got rejected from this? If you really was able to get the feedback from the other person and also asking yourself all these questions, there's only one way, and it is moving on, creating something for yourself, because it is nothing else than seeking for validation for applying for a job. You don't do this for yourself. I mean, yes, you do it for yourself, but you're not helping to grow your own business by doing it. You're helping another's company to grow their business by adding your value to it. If you're doing it, you're seeking validation for you to know they need me in order for them to get a better company. But if you really want to not feel rejected anymore, the best thing to do is working for your own self. And that doesn't mean like, oh, you have to open a company now. You can also start doing this for yourself on the side, opening up a small business and still knowing your own values, your own things, because you can really work your ass off and really like keep pushing, because at the end, the time that you invested for yourself and not for somebody else's company. There was many situations in my life, where I at the end found out that if I would have gotten that job, this whole company got sued and everybody got fired and everybody lost their job. And then I was like, wow, and I was so sad that they didn't pick me back then. Now look at me, I got another job and even have my own company and it's going great. And now if I look at them, I would be without a job right now and would needed to start looking for a new job again, and I would have never opened up my own company. And these are the little things that come together, and that's what I'm saying. It is protection. Our higher power wants to protect us for certain things, and of course it is important sometimes to go through a certain phase, just like not being able to get certain things, because sometimes we gotta learn. Most of the time in my past, I didn't listen to my intuition. I didn't listen to my higher self when I felt something doesn't feel right. And I had a weird feeling, but I still did it because I thought when I'm doing this, I'm able to get to this point in my life or to this point in my life. And at the end of the day, I had to pay the price. And it was mostly weird stuff like lawsuits and things like this, where I did not want to picture myself in back then when I wanted it. But it turned out to be like that me looking back now to the time back then. So I hope you understand what I mean. It is a little bit confusing, and I hope like my grammar at some point will develop in evolution. But hey, I'm still learning, my English, it's improving, right? But my grammar still needs to get fixed. What I want to say is, if you get rejected, don't feel bad. Sit down, take a deep breath, and ask yourself how you feel about this right now and why you feel about it like that. Things will be more easier if you really understand that a direct rejection is not really an attack to your personal self, but more a redirection, so you're able to do other beautiful things in your life with your talent and your caring, loving heart. Let me know if you got rejected before, and also if you were able to understand why you got rejected. I would be super curious to read about it, and I wish you all the best and keep doing what you're supposed to do. Thank you so much for watching this video, and please, of course, I appreciate everybody's like, subscribe, and also you can turn on the notification bell so you always will see when I upload my next video. And I am truly grateful to have you here on my platform. It helps to make this whole planet a better place a tiny little bit when we are aware, when we're mindful, and we are also understanding our own self, how we function and how the whole universe functions. I'm so grateful for even like YouTube, like for this platform. We completely underestimate the fact that what we have right now with this technology and these platforms, all these things, our parents didn't have those things. Our grandparents didn't have these things. And now we can use these tools to really create our own reality, building our business across the world. We're like having this huge network. I just wanted to say this on the side. That's not a new YouTube video now. I just wanted to say thank you, YouTube, and also thank you everybody that is supporting each YouTube channel, because it is really mind-blowing. And that being said, I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day or night, depending when you're watching this video, and I can't wait to see in the comment box down below what your experience with rejection was. Take care. Bye bye.